Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Artie, also known as Leela Journals on Instagram. I am so excited because I'm going to show you guys how I set up the theme for June. I went a little bit out of my comfort zone with this theme this month, and that's kind of why I'm just so excited about it. It is just so cute, and I usually tend to stick with abstract shapes, botanicals, patterns, and I did add those elements in this bullet journal theme. It's still very minimalistic, and I did get to add my botanical element, but the biggest thing that I learned from this is that it's okay to test and push those boundaries a little bit and go out of your comfort zone with the things that you draw and create, because in the process you get to learn a little bit more about yourself, and that's always a fun thing to do. So why don't we go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys how I set up this month's theme. Alright guys, so if you came here from Leela Journals on Instagram, you guys know I love minimalism and minimalistic spreads. So of course for June, I am trying to go for a very minimalistic looking page, while also going a little bit out of my comfort zone like I had said previously. I normally don't do anything subjective, so this time I wanted to play with getting out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I decided to go for a boba theme because I'm not really getting to have it that much right now because I'm in quarantine, and so I'm not really going out. And so I figured, why don't I sip on some boba vicariously through just drawing it in my bullet journal. Here I am just using Micron fine liners. I'm using Tombow Fudenoski brush pens, which is the gray scale. I only use gray scale because, you know, I love monochrome so much. And then whenever I add a little bit of white, I tend to go with the Uniball Signo and the jelly rolls. So after I was done drawing the boba drinks, I noticed that the spread still looked a little bare for my liking, and so when this happens, I tend to add in another shape or another element to fill in that space. And so here I decided to draw some lines all going behind the boba drinks, and I filled in the center line or space to make it look a little bit more cohesive. So now moving forward to the monthly page, I just want to make a note here and say that I like to stay pretty consistent in the order of layouts that I use. So I start with the cover, the monthly, and then the habit and mood tracker, and then I go to the weeklies, and that stays pretty consistent every month. So if you are a beginner bullet journaler, I would highly suggest going this route. It really tends to take out the overwhelming nature of starting something new. And this is another reason why I just love minimal spreads. They really allow me to stay consistent with my journaling. I usually always use the hard tip Tombow Fudenoski for the lettering of the month, and then a 01 Sakura Micron fine tip for any headers, numbering, or the number calendar. And then for the lines, I go with the 03 Sakura Micron. Sakura is one of my favorite brands. I've tried so many others, and this is just the one that I keep reaching out for whenever I'm journaling. So as you can see, I like to create a little bit of spacing between each section of the spread. The white space just adds so much lightness and adds to the minimal look of the page, and in my opinion that is key to making a page look minimal. Lots of white space and just smaller embellishments and smaller fonts, and you'll be good to go. So continuing with the same theme throughout the whole month, I try to change up the drawings just a little bit from the original. I keep the colors very consistent, and normally I don't really end up using any sort of quote in a lot of my spreads, but recently I've just been feeling very inspirational, and so I decided that I need some self-loving. So I added the I am whole and complete all by myself, and I know how to get my needs met by myself because it's a very empowering statement, and it really sets the intention for the next month. And then I added those 3 little lines for embellishing at the bottom because the space looked a little bit empty and I just wanted to fill it up. And that's what you can do if you feel like something isn't really looking right and you need to fill the space. Just add shapes add color blockage, add patterns, lines, and that usually fills it up. Now we are going to do the habit and mood tracker. I really like to keep both of these things put on the same page because I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to overwhelm myself, have to create too many spreads when it really isn't needed. That's just how I like to bullet journal. I like to just keep it simple, straightforward, and that again is what makes me feel like I can stay consistent with something that I just love to do so much. And so the way I do this tracker is on the top, I add my habits. So that could be praying and meditating. That could be whether I went to my meeting that day, or it could be, did I post on Instagram? And then the next section is my mood, focus, anxiety, and irritability. And I rate those from 1 to 4. And then it would be my medication, whether I took it or not that day, and then how many hours of sleep did I get from 2 to 4. And I just add those in there, and you can take a closer look at this. I post this spread every single month on my Instagram, which is at Leela Journals, and usually this spread is very consistent every single month. I just change the header, I change the embellishing, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love this spread so much and that I basically use it every single month, and that is completely okay to do. You can keep reusing the same spread every single month, every single week, if that is what you need to do. This is your bullet journal, and you get to do whatever you want in it, and that is why I love it. I love this way of planning. So now we're beginning to do the weekly, and again, I tend to keep my weeklies pretty similar, which is minimal, smaller elements in size, and just keep the same drawing but change it up a little bit. So I like to add, so here I added like little mason jars with handles. I added like a milk glass bottle. I like to look up on the internet like different types of bottles. So I'll Google like glass bottles and see all the different shapes, and then I'll look for inspiration and essentially draw what I find. I will maybe find some things around the house that is similar, and I essentially get my inspiration from Pinterest or around the house. So I said previously that I usually add a botanical element, and since I was doing a boba theme this month, I was gonna keep it just boba, but I just needed that botanical element in there because I love it so much and it just looks so pretty, and so I just added it in with these little boba drinks, and I just think it looks so cute, and I don't know, I just think it goes very, very well, and man, I really am missing boba right now. I actually ordered some taro tea on Amazon today, and so I'm gonna try and make the taro tea at home, and I'm so excited because that is one of my favorite flavors. So anyway, back to the bullet journal spread. So you can see my weekly is just so simple. It's just on the right side. I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is in the same box. And then I always do a notes and gratitude section because for me, the notes are very important because I may need to do something important that week, but I don't know what day I'm going to do it yet. And then I have my weekly gratitude list, which is so incredibly important to me because I know that I need to find gratitude in everyday life and basically for the things that I have. Gratitude is so important that I literally put it on every single weekly I have. I just know that happiness is a choice and gratitude just comes in that choice for me. And here is the flip through of my entire June bullet journal setup. I just wanted to show you guys how it looks in its entirety. I had so much fun with this. It was definitely one of my favorite bullet journal spreads to draw. So there you have it. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. If you guys end up creating this bullet journal theme, I would love to see it. Please tag me in it. My name is, again, Leela Journals on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if no one told you they loved you today, I love you. Mwah.